Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Shark Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for July 2025. Wanted to update these Sharks. I actually never got around to doing an update to the deck with the release of 7th Tachyon from the Maze of the Master booster set. So it definitely does help with the deck since we are running a full lineup of the 101 engine and C101 in the deck, along with the support we got back when Rage of the Abyss released for the deck, and all the many different XYZ water monsters that we can summon very easily with this deck as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the main deck monsters. For the actual Shark lineup, we're running 3 copies of Abyss Shark. If this card is used for the XYZ summon of a number monster, it can be treated as a level 3 or 4. If all monsters you control are water, minimum 1, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you do, add 1 level 3, 4, or 5 fish monster from your deck to your hand, except for Abyss Shark. And for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon except for water monsters. Also, double the first battle damage inflicted to your opponent this turn by your number monsters. And with this card, you can only use each effect of Shark Abyss once per turn, but you have the option for some easy XYZ plays with this monster, and then just added resources for whatever you may want to overlay with this monster as well. A definite 3 of for the deck, just for that easy search and setup power. Another easy search and setup comes in the form of Surfacing Big Jaws. If this card is used for an XYZ summon of a water monster, it can be treated as a level 3 or 5 monster. You can only use each of the following effects of Surfacing Big Jaws once per turn. During your main phase, if a spell card is activated this turn, you can special summon this card from your hand, and you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except for XYZ monsters. And if this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 fish shark monster from your deck to your hand. So being able to search out basically the majority of your deck just gives you access to a wide variety of monsters. Even if you just normal summon out Surfacing Big Jaws, it can give you some of your other monsters as well for that easy special summon power. One of them being Buzzsaw Shark, which is the last of our 3 ofs in the deck. Also, you can target 1 water monster you control, special summon from your deck in defense, 1 fish monster with the same level as that monster, but with a different name. If you do, it can activate effects this turn. Also, you can special summon from the X deck for the rest of this turn, except for XYZ. You can only use this effect of Buzzsaw Shark once per turn, and if it's used for an XYZ summon of a water monster, it can be treated as a level 3 or 5 monster. So you just have access to rank 3, 4, or 5 monsters with both Buzzsaw Shark and Surfacing Big Jaws being able to be used for the XYZ play. So it gives you a variety of different monsters to summon out, whether it be your rank 4 monsters, your rank 5 monsters, or even your rank 3 monsters for what you want to summon out. You have all of those summons available to you with the use of Buzzsaw Shark and Surfacing Big Jaws. Some of our other monsters that we run in the deck also include our 2 copies of Silent Sea Nettle. I definitely like this card. If you control a water monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You cannot special summon except water monsters the turn you activate this, and you can banish this card from your graveyard, target up to 3 water monsters in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck. So recycle power for some of your other water monsters, just being able to then reuse them again thanks to this card's banish power. The 1-ofs for our sharks include the 1 copy of Cutter Shark. This is one of the newer monsters from the Maze of the Masters booster set. When a card or effect is activated that targets 1 monster you control, no other cards, or when a monster you control is targeted for an attack, while this card's in your hand or graveyard, quick effect, you can tribute that monster, special summon this card, and if it's special summoned, you can activate this effect. During the end phase of the turn, add 1 water monster from your graveyard to your hand, except for Cutter Shark. You can only use the effect of Cutter Shark once per turn, but its defensive power and being able to add back some of your other water monsters from your graveyard to then be able to use during your turn. The 1 copy of Crystal Shark for the added play for being able to use it for a number monster and treat it as a level 3 or 4 monster, as well as the level 5 option it has. And you can target a water monster on the field, special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field, and then half that monster's attack, which doesn't really matter because you're just going to use Crystal Shark for the XYZ play anyway. The 1 Drake Shark, we really only need the 1 option. A Shark Drake that can be used as monster as material gains the added play to use it as for the turn, for being able to, once per turn, detach 2 XYZ material from this card, then target spell traps on the field attached to this card as material. You'll use each of the following effects of Shark Drake once per turn. If this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it, you can special summon this card, and it can be treated as 2 material for the XYZ summon of a water XYZ monster that requires 3 or more materials. So then we can use this card to be able to XYZ summon into Shark Drake when we use it as a search also off of our Surfacing Big Jaws, just being able to add the fish shark monster, which is why we only need another 1 of count of this, and also of Lantern Shark. If it's normal or special summon, you can special summon a level 3, 4, or 5 water monster from your hand in defense, except for Lantern Shark, and then you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn, except for XYZ monsters. Once again, not really a limit in the deck, it's just added search power, and then also it can be treated as a level 3 or 5 monster as well. For the rest of the main deck monsters, we just have the hand trap lineup. This deck can do surprisingly well with the competitive scene. So we're running the 2 Drone Lockbird, the 3 Fuelos, and then the 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, just for the hand trap lineup to use in response to our opponent in any of the plays they try to use against us. For the spells, running 3 copies of 7th Tachyon. You reveal a number Xyz monster from your extra deck that has a number between 101 and 107. Add 1 monster from your deck to your hand with the same type or attribute as that monster and the same level as that monster's rank. Then place 1 card from your hand at the top of the deck. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except Xyz monsters. But just being able to reveal from your extra deck your go-to reveal, which is your number 101 Silent Honor Arc. And then you can search out a good majority of the monsters that we run in the deck off of this card at the cost of just 1 additional card in your hand. But it gives you a search for a wide variety of your engine to use also. So then you have that play for you to be able to rely on as well. We're also running 2 copies of 7th Ascension, so then we have a search for the 7th Tachyon off of this spell as well, just being able to take a Baryon spell or trap, a rank up spell, or a 7th card, which will be the 7th Tachyon. So just search power for the spell card that can search out more of the cards in our deck. And then also the 2 copies of White Mirror. You target a level 4 lower fish monster in your graveyard, special summon it, then you can add 1 monster from your deck to your hand with the same original name as that special summon monster. Just grabbing more resources for multiple resources that we run in the deck with this spell also. The 1 copy of Reincarnation Unveiling Mail. It's always treated as an Armor Xyz card. An Xyz monster equipped with this card gains the effect. It cannot be destroyed by battle. Once per turn, if this card battles with this card, you can return 1 card equipped to this card to the hand, then immediately activate and resolve Xyz summon 1 water Xyz monster. And with this play, during this play, once per turn during the end phase of this card's in the graveyard because it was sent there, you can equip this card to 1 Xyz monster you control. You can activate 1 Reincarnation Unveiling Mail once per turn, but then you have more or less the added play with this card, adding destruction for your Xyz monster protection, and then also the play to return 1 card equipped with this card to the hand. Then immediately after this effect resolves, Xyz summon using the water Xyz monsters we may have. And then the other spells we run include the 1 Crossout Designator, just to respond to our opponent's hand traps by banishing our own. The 1 Instant Fusion for the Mud Dragon target for 1 more level 4 monster to get out from the extra deck. The 1 Triple Tactics Talent and the 1 Call by the Grave to finish off the spell lineup as well. With our traps, running 1 copy of Virtue Stream. This card is searchable off of our rank 3 Le Virtue Dragon, just being able to add it off of the special summon of this card. So just needing the 1 of count for this card for the added destruction trap. The 1 Full Armored Xyz. If an Xyz monster is on the field, immediately after this effect resolves, Xyz summon 1 Xyz monster using monster you control as material. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Xyz monster you control. Equip 1 other Xyz monster from face on your field of that monster's equipped spell, and then the equipped monster gains attack equal to this card's attack. And if the equipped monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, destroy this card instead. So just being able to immediately after this effect resolves, Xyz summon an Xyz monster using monsters you control, just give you more Xyz play as well for those monsters as well, with the last of the traps being the 3 copies of Infinite Permanence. If you have any of the Dominance lineup to use, you can replace in this spot for the deck as well, since we're mostly using water monsters. For the extra deck, we have the 1 copy of Full Armored Dark Knight Lancer. You can also Xyz summon Full Armored Dark Knight Lancer by using a rank 5 or 6 Xyz monster you control and transfer the material to this card, which then we can get out with our bigger XYZ Armor Fortress also, then being able to have this card be used for the Xyz summon of our monster using a rank 3 or 4 monster, so then we can just increase the Xyz play up and up into our Full Armored Night Ray Lancer also. The 1 Shark Drake along with the 1 Shark Drake Vice, and then being able to overlay that into our Shark Drake Vice for all the added material once again onto these monsters, and the 1 Le Virtue Dragon for the added search as mentioned for our Virtue Stream. The 1 copy of Nash Knight along with the 1 CXYZ Nash Knight to be able to overlay into it as well. The 101 to be able to have the 7 Tachyon search, and the same for the 103 Ragnar Zero in case we go into one of the options, then we can still have an available search ready. The 2 copies of number 4 Stealth Kraken, because we can still go into number monsters even with some of our restrictions, being able to use cards like our Abyss Shark and our additional monsters for the number Xyz. the 1 copy of Full Armored Utopic Ray Lancer, and the 1 Full Armor Crystallized Lancer for the added XYZ options as well for both of these monsters for the XYZ summons to be able to go into, and the 1 Mud Dragon to finish off the extra deck. Sadly, we don't have Bahamut Shark to run in the deck anymore. It was definitely a powerhouse, giving us a totally awesome XYZ to be able to potentially go into also. But still, as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, we have the Big Jaws search, as mentioned before, because then we can use Big Jaws to search out our Shark Drake. Then with this play as well for the added play, if this card is added from your hand, except by drawing it, you can special summon this card. Then Shark Drake can count as 2 material for that summon, so we can use these 2 monsters alone to go into our number 32 Shark Drake, and then being able to have the additional XYZ summon of our monsters in the deck to then be able to use for this by using our additional material to overlay into Shark Drake Vice, and then with the added material by discarding 1 spell or using a rank 4 XYZ Shark Drake on the field to go into our final Shark Drake Levice for the added material just to use onto this monster as well. And then detaching 1 to target effect monster opponent controls, negate its effects, and then its attack and defense becomes 0. It can make a second attack for each play as well. If we went for the added number play into this card using our Abyss Shark, we have the double damage that this card would also be able to provide against our opponent also. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Just wanted to update this deck. It's definitely a fun one with all the different support that you can run. Plenty of different ways you can build it also, depending on the Shark lineup you wanted to run. There are plenty of other Shark cards I didn't run in the deck that you can also consider running. But as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira, Twig out.